Taizai, for those who are watching, is the angry anime fan that is better reviewer. And yeah, we are still in the in the flashback of Nanatsu no Taizai. Well, we shouldn't have been solved yet, but we finally get a little more introduced to the Ganas clan and their very warped morality. And it seems that the goddess Elizabeth was the only pure-hearted goddess out there. Is this true? Well, for now, it actually seems very true. Because given what this chapter happened, I've actually begin to wonder, can we perhaps blame the goddess clan for the and not for the near extinction of all the other races except the humans? Because this, I mean, I could misunderstand this, but it almost seems like it. And also, apparently, the holy angel Rudushiel or Ludushiel, whatever that person's name was apparently a guy. Found that so weird, but hey, I'm not the one who judging. It's the Nanatsu no Taizai chapter 203 I'm talking about. First of all the different clans talk about how much they hate the demons and that they curse them. Well, it's in the earshot of Meliodas, but I do think they consider Meliodas different, or maybe they don't. They said something about the demon clan's 6 black knights, or are they talking about the 10 Commandments? No, I don't think so. Either way, during that moment, the human Ruo or Bu, whatever his name was, meets Meliodas and actually says to him that he knows he is a demon. So unlike Ban, he could immediately tell that he was a demon because, well, because of his magic power and also what kind of kid can swing around a battle sword like that with a one hand, by the way. But he admit he was surprised because after all, a demon fighting alongside a demon god, the goddess clan. But he also tells Meliodas he knows he's a good person, although Meliodas himself acknowledges that his demon clan members think he is the worst scum. You have to admit this is actually the one and only time Meliodas has been truly sincere. Granted, this was so many years ago, but this is actually the first time I've seen Meliodas being completely sincere. He didn't even deny that he was a demon, nor did he even deny what the other clans think of him. For the first time ever, Meliodas was sincere. But granted, this was so many years ago, so he had no reason to lie, but still, actually kind of satisfying to see that. And he also said something very, I don't know, in this war. As Ru wonders when they're gonna reach the end of this war, Meliodas just says, do concepts like good or bad really exist in the war? But even though they do not know, Ru admits that we are allies in this together. So what does Meliodas mean when he says it's good or bad? Actually, that's a question you have to ask every war. Who was on the right side? Well, the one who's on the wrong side are usually those that commit all the massacre. But so, and all of the clans have nothing but contempt of the demons, consider them barbaric and also destroying. Yet at the same time, the goddess clan is not so much shiny in the pocket either. Guess that's what Meliodas means. Elsewhere, of course, goddess Elizabeth protests about the extermination, but mostly also because Luduciel dared to say that in front of Meliodas, and the fact that his words are actually even more twisted. The way he says that he considered Meliodas the very exterminant and detritus of worms and insects, as if anyone would accept they're remotely the same class of life form as us, which meant that when he says that, I cannot help but wonder. I think he means all the species, but or only the goddess clan. But the way he says that, it's so warped, you know. I have no love for the demon clan, but even I feel that is just too much racism. Just saying that it's not that like he wants to destroy them only because, well, when I hear those words, it's not exactly he wants to destroy them to save the rest of their kind. For me, it almost sounds like he wants to destroy them because they are just worms that needs to be destroyed. And he even says to Meliodas, no, to Elizabeth, to cut their ties with Meliodas. After all, he was to be known to be the successor of the Demon King. But Lady Elizabeth, but Elizabeth Angel just protests and leaves her and leaves. The fact that they call her Lady Elizabeth seems to imply that maybe the goddess Elizabeth actually did have a higher rank. Of course, that could just be a wide mind of respect, but I wouldn't be surprised if the goddess Elizabeth actually also was not the spawn, but the child of someone very important. So either way, back then, uh, Diana in Dolor's body still cannot really hide her personality as as king in Gloxnia's body. Just wonders what is still what is the tried. But now they finally meet Gerhard, who has the same suit as the one when Gloxnia created a clone of her. And now it turns out it's a reveal in her too. We see her for the first time smiling. We haven't seen her smile almost. Well, she did smile in the dance, but she wasn't really a smiler before. And now there's something revealed. When she was dancing with Gloxnia in that unconscious dance, she was crying. And when Gloxnia created a clone, it was based on Gloxnia, no, Gerhard. There have been some, I think I even said it himself, were they lovers? But now it turns out it may not have been the case. Granted, however, it doesn't really tell that they could not have been lovers. I mean, sorry. Who knows? But apparently, it was the same as Elaine. Gerhard was basically a clone of Elaine because she was the little sister of Gloxnia. So, and so she has lived for so long and served so many of the fairy kings since then. Still doesn't exactly explain how she can live much longer, but then again, if she is the little sister of the first fairy king, maybe that explains why she is practically ageless. So, in order to keep his cover, or at least try, King Gloxnia asks what's the faint magic. And Gerhard explains that Luru the Sail also put up a barrier while Gloxnia's power also protected it. But it was also only how it made it look like. Because apparently it's live bait. It's a huge amount of power in order to make people, perhaps in order to make others track them down. And so from the sky, a large amount of demons, both grotesque looking and more human looking, appears. Because apparently that was the plan of Ludicil. He wanted to create a huge amount of power that the demon clans would track. And here, this is what I meant at the beginning of this review, when I said that the goddess clan have seemed to have caused a lot of much more extermination than you think. Because this chapter seems to imply that it was the goddess clan's plan when they wanted to eradicate the demons that actually caused the other species to also face extinction or near extinction. Because if the demon clan attacked the Fairy King Forest where Stigma and everyone else existed, isn't there a very high chance that that would also cause the other clans to be destroyed just as much as the demon? If that's how I think it is, then I have to say that is actually the worst type of power anyone could ever create. I mean, because if that's what Ludiciel's plan was, then I have to say, why? Why would you risk the safety of so many other species just to kill every single demon? That is actually kind of warped, if you ask me. Granted, it may not have been that way, but the fact that Gerhard says it's a trap to lure the demons out means that he wanted to have all the demons at one place and try to exterminate them. Perhaps it was also this moment when they were sealed away, and Dolor and Gloxnia made that choice. Who knows? But the true trial starts now. But one wonders what is to happen now. Well, either way, that's just one. And next chapter is called "Let There Be Light," so it's very likely when Ludoshel is gonna use his triumph card, the holy so-called light, to destroy the demons. In a way, we saw familiar faces also of the Ten Commandments, like for example, uh, Derir Moonspieto, and we even saw her, the Merashkaila. Of course, we cannot forget Fraudrin and the stone guy. Yeah, his name slipped me right now. Those are the familiar faces I see. I don't really recognize the others. I don't even see Celdris or someone who remotely looked like Extra Rosa there. But give me your faults if you have any.